Juan is tossing and turning in his bed. He has a weird feeling. His goats have been extremely quiet. He decides to take a look. What he witnessed is unbelievable. The entire herd is in a state of trance. At a distance, he sees it. There it is. One of his goats is laying down. There is no movement. On top of the goat, there is a strange creature. Juan screams, "Ayuda!" The animal then turns to Juan, and he can see the glowing red eyes of the diabolical creature as it runs away. Juan has just had an encounter with El Chupacabras. Uy Cucuy, welcome back to the Mexighost Tales. I am your host, Danny Chavez, and today we will be talking about one of the most known creatures in the entire world, El Chupacabra. This episode was requested by Frank the Man, another one of our subscribers. You asked for it, and we listened. But first, like always, I want to thank you all for your support. We are truly grateful that you are joining us and helping us grow our community. As you know, we talk about ghost stories, urban legends, true crime, creepypastas, conspiracy theories, and much more, all of them hailing from Mexico. So if this is your type of content, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, and your suggestions are always welcome. What story would you like us to feature? Leave it in the comment section. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as the Mexighost. So what is El Chupacabras? This creature has captured the attention of the world, to say the least. This is the third most searched creature, just behind Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. And while there might be the belief that El Chupacabras first appeared in Mexico, nothing could be farther from the truth. El Chupacabras made his first appearance in Puerto Rico in 1995. However, we will not dive into the origin story, as it is well known, and I would like to focus more on the most recent appearances and also the cultural significance of El Chupacabras in Mexico. In 2010, there was a strange phenomenon happening in Puebla. Over the span of 50 days, more than 300 goats have been attacked and killed by a strange creature. Shepherds and ranchers alike were extremely concerned with these events. The attacks would take place at night. People were saying that the attacks were very peculiar. The goats had marks in their necks, and it looked like the blood was sucked out of them. Soon, people suspected that El Chupacabras was the author of these casualties, as there was no flies or insects near the perished livestock. One of El Chupacabra's signatures is that he leaves some type of repellent on its victims that makes it unattractive for any other animal or insect to feed off the remains left behind. In the past few weeks, El Chupacabras had made his presence felt in Sonora. Same as Puebla, at the time, people were reporting attacks to the herds, and the same marks would be found on the animals. Marks of fangs in their necks and blood completely sucked out of the corpses. The reason why it makes it hard to detect is that El Chupacabras hypnotizes its prey, making it easier for it to feast. There are different versions of El Chupacabras. People have described it as an alien-looking or a lizard-looking creature. Others claim that it looks like a dog. There's even reports of it looking like a bear. But El Chupacabras in Mexico is more than a monster, an alien, or a cryptid. It is a meme. Yes, you heard right. El Chupacabras in Mexico is not taken seriously by the majority of people, but there is a reason for that. In 1996, the country went through its biggest financial disaster in history. President at the time, Carlos Salinas de Gortari, had made sure that all small business owners lost everything they had by devaluating el peso and by the free trade agreement. Yes, folks, the free trade agreement had its first victims in Mexico. El Chupacabras, for most in Mexico, it's nothing more than a distraction used by Carlos Salinas de Gortari. While El Chupacabras was being largely reported in mainstream media and newspapers all around the country, he took the money and ran. He was actually blamed for being the originator of the cartel violence that currently takes place in Mexico, as he is considered the one who realigned the cartels for his benefits. Once his party lost power and Felipe Calderon tried to put a stop to drug cartels, it was too late. And believe me, I really wanted to keep it in the supernatural realm, but for me, I'm really stepping out of my comfort zone, as I really don't like to talk about politics, but then again, this is a truly scary story if you're into that. And you may ask yourself, but Denny, you just said there were attacks recorded in Puebla and in Sonora. While the attacks in Sonora have not been investigated yet, the attacks in Puebla were. And while the local claims that there was no blood, the investigation pictures say otherwise. There was a lot of blood. The government set out on a hunt for El Chupacabras, and they found what was attacking the herds. There was a pack of wild dogs running rampant in the area, and the authorities killed them. Or at least, that's the official version. And with that, we come to the end of another Mexighost Tales. Unfortunately, El Chupacabras for Mexicans is nothing more than a meme. I'm truly sorry if you were expecting something else, but that's the reality of it. Now, that is not to say that there might be El Chupacabras roaming around Mexico and, some other parts of South America, because there is a big belief that there is a strange creature hunting down livestock. However, for the majority of Mexicans, El Chupacabras is nothing more but Carlos Salinas de Gortari doing away with everything he did away. Just for example, like I said, the realignment of the drug cartels, the assassination of a candidate of his own party, and the devaluation of El Peso. That was something that really made the Mexican economy cave in. But we will come back with La Llorona episode for our next entry, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, I am really stepping out of my comfort zone. It's not that I didn't want to appear on camera for this one. It's just that I am on the road, and basically I am sending the audio to my producer, Miguel ACHM. That's my son, and he's the one that produces music. And I would highly suggest, if you have a chance, to check out his YouTube channel. He does original music. And as always, we will see you on the next one, where we will explore another part of Mexico's other history.
Y celebraremos una gran fiesta mexicana juntos.
¿De qué fiesta hablas?
Noviembre 2.
¿Y qué celebran?
A los muertos.